Okay, hi everybody. Welcome. Okay, my name is Percy and this is Conversations with Percy. Okay, so a quick one. The other day, okay, so what I do, I live in a flat. I'm on the 5th floor. Too much info, but anyways, so what happens is I love planting, gardening, plants, animals, stuff like that. I love doing that. So what I do is, if I've got a tomato that has gone bad, onions, potatoes, any vegetable that I can replant, anything that I can replant, if it has gone bad or if there's a lot, I will take one and experiment with it. So this other day, I I found a bad tomato in my fridge, and actually, I don't know which of the bad tomatoes it is, but what I do is, when I find a bad tomato, I just take it and chuck it, throw it inside a plant. I've got plants everywhere in my house, outside my balcony, and so I don't know which one actually germinated. So what happened is, one day when I was chilling by the balcony, I see a plant growing, a little plant, and I'm like, that looks like a tomato. I'm like, oh, I'm actually getting a tomato. So I was excited, and I'm like, oh, let me just see if it's gonna survive, because it's not like a big where I can get like a lot of, but I can't put a lot of scent. It's a balcony, hey. And so I just thought, okay, let me just watch and see what happens. Then a couple of days, I kept checking it, and I saw, okay, it's growing. It's actually becoming bigger, thicker, and taller. And I thought, okay, so I put a stick right next to it. I tied it, you know how you do, so that it doesn't bend, fall, and break. So I kept on protecting it, and eventually it was taller than the balcony, and it had branches protrude on the other side, and those branches was beginning to fall. So I tie them to the whole tree, just make sure that everything is together. Then one day I see 3 little babies on one branch, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna have 3 tomatoes. And I was excited. It's exciting when you see your plants grow, I was excited. And I just made sure I was cultivating, nurturing, taking care of my babies. And then a few days later, I'm like, whoa, the whole tree had little babies all over all the branches. I was so excited. And the first 3 became red. I harvested, blah, blah, blah. And, when I expected to just have 3, I had a lot. I'm still harvesting. This is like 2 months later. I'm still getting tomatoes. So what made me make this video today is that the other day I actually ran out of tomatoes. I had already started cooking, so I was lazy to go to the shop, and I thought, I've got tomatoes outside. So when I got my tomatoes, there were a couple, there's more than 3 now, that were red. And because they're small little babies, they're not big, they're small, they're like, and okay, welcome back. So I had soup for the day. I had a nice soup, we ate and we enjoyed. So that was a couple of month ago, I think. So today, I didn't have money to go buy tomatoes, and I've run out of tomatoes. And I'm thinking, oh, what can I do? The Lord will provide. Then a few minutes later, I've got tomatoes. Why do I keep forgetting this? So I go to my balcony and I'm seeing, oh, they're very small. But there's a few that are like red, almost red, and then there's a lot that are like orangish, yellowish. So I'm like, oh, I don't want to disturb them. I want them to grow. So I just took the few, like I think there were like 2 that were proper red, and I took the ones that were a bit dark orange, so that at least my soup is a bit and I because of how small, well, they're smaller than the first ones this time. So I had to put them in what do you call this? A blender. Yes, the small blender for veggies and whatever. So yeah, and I had my soup. So as I was doing that, the Holy Spirit ministered to me. So and he's like, time for harvesting, and I'm like, what? And there's this song that we sing at church: time for harvesting, time for harvesting. Shall I rejoice when it's time for harvesting, time for harvesting. So, and I had a laughing moment by myself. And then he went on and he was reminding me that don't get tired of doing good. Don't get tired. Don't get weary, even when it seems it's hard. When it seems that no matter how much effort you put into something, you get small results, or you're not getting the results that you want. Keep sowing, keep doing good. There are times when you are just going to do something because there are times you do things because it's who you are. Like, I don't throw away vegetables. If I can replant it, I do that. So sometimes you just do it because that's what I do. I don't even know which tomato, was it the first ones that I put there or the other ones? I don't know which one actually germinated. So sometimes you keep doing things, or you might be doing things and you don't even know which one of these things are going to germinate, or when they are going to germinate exactly. You might put a tomato tomorrow, plant a tomato tomorrow, today and tomorrow, and the one you planted the day after actually germinates first. You are not sure if the one you planted the day before is dead or it's going to germinate but a bit later. So keep doing what is good and you are going to reap. You are going to reap. The good thing about reaping is that you do the sowing on your own, but when you reap, you enjoy with the people around you, you enjoy with the family. I threw that tomato in my plant by myself because it's my hobby. I love doing that. But we are eating the tomatoes with my family. I'm enjoying the products. I'm enjoying the outcome with the people around me. So keep sowing. And sometimes you might get small tomatoes like I have, but I'm still having soup. Sometimes, because when you plant tomatoes, there's nobody who plants to plant tomatoes and get small tomatoes. We all want big tomatoes, but because of my environment, because of the soil that I have, because of I'm limited, I only produced small baby tomatoes, but I'm still getting results from them. So that's what the Holy Spirit was ministering to me. So I thought I should share with my family on YouTube. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Let's grow. Okay, let me go. Bye.